the world's oceans, not because they're common. Oh yeah, so we'll just approach these guys nice and slow. Oh yeah, they're coming over to say hello. Okay, I'm not going to say too much more. I'm going to pass you over to our dolphin expert, Tony.
I got my text.
Wow, how amazing is this? They just come over and I already see heaps of baby dolphins.
Yeah.
Wow, there's so many of them. Oh, there's like a tiny, tiny dolphin to the left. That's great. So yeah, we have in front of us a nursery pod, which is always really exciting to see. Means the population's doing well, which is good. Well, yeah, as George has already spoiled, these are common dolphins. And we know they're common dolphins because if you have a closer look to the side of their body, oh my god, sorry, I keep getting distracted by this tiny baby dolphin. Anyway, they're common dolphins because at the side of the body you can see this really little hourglass shape turning into a braid. Some of these little baby dolphins that we're seeing at the moment, we actually call them neonates. When they come out of the water with their mom, so if you can see a bigger dolphin and a baby dolphin together, that's always the mother and the baby. So yeah, sometimes if you look very closely, you can see on the side of their bodies white lines, and these are the fetal folds. So yeah, those are still the folds from when it was in the womb of the mother, and that's how we know it's only a couple of weeks old. So really, really special to see. Yeah, and there seems to be quite a lot of these neonates around. So as you can tell, we're always trying to match the speed of the dolphins we find in. So now they're kind of picking up speed. Maybe they heard something underwater that caught their attention. Because now they all seem to really go forward in that one direction.
Yeah, so like Tony was saying, we pay really close attention to the dolphins' behaviour. We're really lucky to see these guys out here. We're really lucky to see this particular species most days, but every encounter is really special, especially when they've got a lot of babies with them. We don't see that super often, and the fact that they're comfortable having their babies this close to the boat, real testament to the work we've done over the past few decades in terms of building that trust with these dolphins. They recognise us, they know our engines, but yeah, I'm going to be paying real close attention to their movements because they've got a lot of babies with them. If they all of a sudden change direction or change speed quite quickly, we might take it as a sign that they're not so keen to hang out with us. It's fair enough, we're a big boat, they're little dolphins, little babies, so we're going to be paying really close attention to that. But for now they seem super happy just cruising along. They've kept basically the same direction since we found them. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out with these guys, which is awesome.
I hope Sana up there is getting some good shots of that baby dolphin. Yep, she looks very happy. Yeah, so while we're all quite mesmerised by these dolphins, we're actually collecting all sorts of data on them. We are primarily a research vessel. So yeah, Sana up there, you'll see her. She's taking lots of ID photos. So the dorsal fins on these dolphins, they essentially act like our fingerprints. They have unique nicks and notches, sometimes they have different pigmentations. and that's how we can track individuals over time and space. Yeah, really amazing method. It's non-invasive and tells us all sorts of important things on a population, like how many do we have in the Gulf here, what are the habitat preferences, is the population changing, what's the lifespan like of these dolphins, all of this information we can get from photo identification data. So yeah, at the same time also our first mate and our skipper are also collecting data from really simple things like what is the water temperature today or how deep is it, to more complex things, what kind of behaviour are they showing, what is the group composition like. So yeah, as I said, today we have lots of baby dolphins, which is so amazing. Yeah, but all of that goes into our data, and we've been collecting this kind of encounter data since the year 2000, which is amazing. We've got long-term data on all these animals.
Right, or back there, okay?
That heaps of researchers or us also can use to make some great analyses of them.
Just quickly, for the people right up the front there, have we got dolphins right under the bow? Yeah? Cool. Is there any part of the boat I can't see, so just check it over there. I'll let Tony tell you why they're there.
So yeah, like George said, it's really special, especially when we see a nursery pop like that they feel comfortable coming up close to the boat, especially down at the bow there. Yeah, you might be wondering why they do that, if it hurts them,
Das war's jetzt schon wert.
even for them staying there. So as the boat moves along, we're actually creating pressure waves. So we're acting a bit like a dolphin taxi. So as we move along, they can essentially move with us, and they don't need to spend that much energy on moving when they do that. So yeah, helping them out, which is great.
Also, you guys look weird. They're checking you out as well. Especially up the front there. If you see dolphins turn on their sides, that's them looking at you. They can't turn their heads like we can. They've got fused necks. So if they're on their sides, they're looking up at you. Give them a wave. Say hello.
Der meinte gerade,
Yeah, don't be shy.
wenn Delfine seitwärts gucken, dann gucken sie dich an.
So yeah, as marine mammals, they invest a lot of time and a lot of energy into their offspring. So that's especially why when we see nursery pots, we're quite careful around them, because they need to feed a lot, they need to do a lot of foraging out here to keep their metabolic rates up. And actually one of the threats out here for these common dolphins is hypothermia. They don't really have many natural predators out here. Most of our orcas here are from the coastal species, and they mostly feed on stingrays. So yeah, hypothermia is a big threat to them, so they constantly need to feed, constantly need to forage, especially if they have babies around, need to take care of them and themselves. So yeah, lots of time and energy going into that.
Sana, there's a melanistic one out to the right. Did you get it? Not yet. Sorry, a melanistic dolphin is one that's missing that kind of white pigmentation and the creamy pigmentation. It's basically all black. It's kind of the opposite of albinism. But yeah, really, again, for our database to get photos of that.
Der meinte gerade, hier ist noch ein melanistischer Delfin.
But these guys
Der
look so
pechschwarz ist.
They're just giving such a good show. They're all around the boat. Like that's the thing. Something that as a skipper worries me a bunch when we've got 100 people on board is often the dolphins like to just hang around the bow, and I feel really rude asking people to move out the way and stuff. But yeah, they're all around the boat, which is awesome. There's even some more coming in behind us. lovely stuff. And yeah, it doesn't get much flatter than this out here on the golf, so kind of perfect conditions. How good, team? How many do we reckon are here? Any guesses? Help us out. It's a struggle.
Der meinte
30?
gerade,
Yeah, not a bad guess. I'm actually thinking closer to 100. Yeah. I'll let Tony tell you how we how we
meinte
make this count.
gerade, ja, sind
But yeah, I'm thinking about 100.
Nein, meistens sind die Delfine nur am Bug. Weil wir sind gerade mitten in der Delfinschule
like
drin,
George
wir
said,
sind
the
überall.
conditions right now are so amazing. It's so flat, and you're really able to see them all the way through when they dive, which is great. It's not every day like that. But yeah, how can we actually estimate the pod size that we have? So most of the time, obviously, we only see the ones at the surface, but there's probably still some down below. And it's not as simple as counting all of them as they come up, because obviously you can easily count the same one twice.
Delfine sind
So
direkt
yeah,
unter
we're
uns.
going to take how many we can see on the surface and then multiply that by 3. Because for every dolphin that's at the surface, there's probably 3 more below the surface. So yeah, that's how we can get a really good pod estimate.
Ja, ich sehe ihn, ich sehe ihn.
This is the first time for anyone seeing dolphins. Yay! Amazing. And you already get to see a baby dolphin. That's the treat.
Follow-up question. Is this anyone's first time seeing dolphins in the wild? Yeah. Nice. This is where you want to do it, team.
So you might be wondering if these babies and their mothers stayed together for their whole life. They actually do not. So the common dolphins, they live in what we call a fission-fusion society. So the pots can always change. It's not like for our orcas, where they always stay in like a family pot. These ones, they split up, they come together, start a family staying together. So yeah, they're super dynamic. Oftentimes, when they're foraging, they communicate underwater. They can communicate up to 4 kilometers through their whistles. All of the dolphins have a unique whistle to them. And they can bring pots closer together, or sometimes, you know, they split off, and some of them, like, sometimes there's these scouting spot pots that kind of check an area out, see what's happening.
Er hat übrigens vorhin erklärt, gemeine Delfine leben in einer dynamischen Gesellschaft. Schulen kommen zusammen und trennen sich hin und wieder, wie es geht halt.
So yeah, the dolphins, they're actually conscious breathers. Unlike us, we're unconscious breathers, which is good for us. Don't need to think all the time when we need to breathe. Also even better for us because we can go to sleep and come to a full resting state. So as conscious breathers, you might be wondering, how do they get a good rest then? So they actually shut off one side of their brain at a time. So they have their one eye closed, and that means that the other side of their brain is shut off. And they kind of switch between the two, so they can get a good rested. Oh my god, that baby dolphin on the right side is so small.
Ein winzig kleines Baby-Steuerbord.
That is so cute.
Du siehst das Baby nicht?
Was?
Kannst das Baby nicht sehen? Ich auch nicht.
看了吗？我相信上回。对，但是它就出现了一会儿。对，特别难打，就出现了一会儿。对。是吧？你看这个，它就相当于是跟船同行走，是吧？看着特别逼真。
Baby!
哎，这个 baby，
Kalb! Da war ein Kalb! Genau da! Da, Mutter und Kalb.
White lines on the sides of their bodies, those are fetal rolls, so that tells us they're only like definitely less than 6 months old. I would say just 2 months. I had to work here like a year and a half before I saw a dolphin that small. So you guys, you're on luck. Yeah.
Du musst die 1,5 Jahre sehen, bevor du so ein kleines Baby gesehen hast.
Often that the babies will come this close to the butt, so it's very They breed all year round, but when the water starts to warm up, that's when so the baby dolphins when they're first born, the first month.
So, like I say, guys, we're constantly paying attention to their behaviour. When they make sharp turns like they've just made, they just turn across in front of us and going up to the left. Now, usually that's because of food, but this group has a lot of babies with them, right? A lot of babies. Now, these common dolphins, they're actually the fastest marine mammal in the world. They can hit close to 60 kilometres an hour, which is faster than we can go on this boat at top speed. So yeah, really, really fast. But the babies are not so good at swimming. The babies haven't quite mastered swimming yet. They also don't like to dive as deep, and mums don't like to take the babies as deep. So the reason we pay extra close attention is normally when we find a pod of common dolphins, if they've had enough of us, boom, they're gone. We just won't see them. But the babies, because they're not so good at swimming, give us kind of clues that they're not so keen to hang out with us. So in the last couple of minutes, these dolphins have changed direction a couple of times, and they've slowed down and sped up kind of intermittently, whereas at the start of this encounter, we've been with them for close to 20 minutes now. So at the start of it, they were just consistently keeping the direction. So I've shut our engines down. Well, not shut them down, I've just taken us out of gear. We're just floating right now. If they come back over to us and say hello, cool, which it looks like some of them might be doing. But if they don't, we're going to peel away. We don't like to spend too long with the nursery pods because dolphin mums, really committed mums, really good parents. They take really good care of their babies, and so it's an honour that they bring their babies this close to the boat
meint gerade,
for
glaubt,
this
die
long
Delfine
as
könnten
well.
uns
Don't
genervt
get this
sein.
very often with a nursery
Hier bleibt
pond
da stehen, um zu sehen, ob
on
sie
a day this
abhauen.
flat. But yeah, when they decide they've had enough, we really like to respect that. So we're just going to sit here for another couple of minutes, see what these dolphins do. They might come and go and then move off again. But as they move away, we're going to start to peel out to the right because we're still only just on that 40-metre mark, and we've got a lot of time up our sleeve, and as you can tell, it is glorious out here. So we want to cover as much ground as we possibly can, see if we can find you guys maybe some more of these guys, maybe some feeding dolphins, maybe some whales, maybe, who knows, who knows. Beautiful conditions, perfect day for it. So in a few moments, we're going to peel away to the right and pick up some speed again.